Right, guys, so we finished Shadow of Erdtree, the DLC. We finally killed RADAHN today, so we figured we're going to go through the tier list of the DLC bosses and my opinion and take on each boss that we fought. So first, the Jagged Peak Dragon, not much to say. It's a dragon, there's a million of them, they're really easy to kill. I'm going to put that in D tier. Next on the list is the ancient dragon Sessenax. So, this was probably the first boss I came across that had a difficulty up there. It's aesthetically pleasing, but it's not really up there with like Plasty Duck Ass and Bale, which is coming up soon. But at the same time, it was challenging enough so... Oh, damn it. But at the same time, it was challenging enough that... Ooh, I'm going to put that, personally, in A tier because it was the first time I came to a situation where I had my heart racing and I actually felt frustrated. And when I managed to kill it, it felt good. Some of the mechanics are a bit cheesy, but that is that. Right, and then I think the next thing on this list, well, I'm going in this order that the list is in because I don't want to look through the list manually. The avatar of the Erdtree, the Scooby-Doo. So, personally, this was probably the first boss which I felt like made me sort of like get good as well. So I realized that you had to jump through the routes, and I actually felt like my gameplay was improving as I failed over and over on the boss. And then once I figured it out, it was a great feeling. I personally think this is an S tier boss. Like, it is up there with bosses. The mechanic is great. The fact that it comes back 3 times and you don't expect it is an amazing twist. It just feels good to play this boss and learn the mechanics at the same time. So the curve of learning felt absolutely amazing. It's all I have to... It just a really up there boss, but because it wasn't up there in the difficulty, I'm not going to put it in the S plus tier. Romina, straight up C. Not a really memorable boss. Absolutely wiped the floor with it. Didn't really get time to appreciate it, but I just felt like it was a copy pasta kind of boss. It was just boring. Simple as that. Rellana. Is it Rellana? Straight in the A tier, mostly because it's very aesthetically pleasing. The spirit bomb she does on you is an absolute nightmare to deal with. It personally killed it pretty easy, but I know quite a lot of people struggle on it. The mechanics seem pretty smooth. The arena feels nice. The aesthetics feel nice. There's not much more I can say about it, but that is where I'm putting that. Right, what's this one here? I can barely see it. Oh, the bear. I'm going to put that in D tier. It's just a bear, mate. Like, what else do you want me to say? It roars and it's a bear. I don't like bears. Bears drive me nuts. Right, we're going to leave that one because that's RADAHN. We'll leave that one till the end. Right, Purteredfededed Knight. So this I'm going to controversially put in the S tier. The reason for that is because I felt like the mechanics were really, really fresh and I absolutely loved fighting the boss. It died really easily, like a lot of the bosses for me. I had a build which made it extremely easy, and I smashed through most of the content. But I loved the way that it sort of split off into 2 bosses and then back into 1. I loved the way that when it went into phase 2, it spammed the flames. It was a very aesthetically pleasing boss. And then you get to lick some of St. Trina's nectar afterwards. Midra, I'm going to be putting in the A tier. Getting to Midra was harder than fighting Midra himself. Mechanics, meh. I absolutely hate the madness mechanic as it is. The reason I'm putting him in A tier, though, is because he reminds me of Jack Skeleton, the way he moves around and stuff from Nightmare Before Christmas. Generally, it is a good boss. Pretty fun to fight. That's my point of view. Right. Finger Lady, gonna put it in B tier, mostly because she grosses me the hell out. I think that's the Finger Lady, right? And apart from, yeah, that's it. Like, grosses me out. B tier, would not smash. Let's go. Mesmer, the first one, I'm going to be putting in S plus tier. Difficult, aesthetically pleasing, voice acting absolutely amazing, cinematics amazing, combos amazing. I don't really have much to say. There is some gripe with the way of the difficulty. So obviously I use the Mimic in my combat, and he has a really bad habit of cancelling animations to attack you. There is a lot of situations where I'm like, huh? How did he do that? Like, it'll be midair and he'll just turn and hit you. There was a lot of frustration, but the reward, the payoff, everything, S+ tier boss. Don't care what anyone says. That's my opinion. Deal with it. Right, what's this one? I can't even see that one. So Ghost Flame Dragon, D tier, lane boss. Simple as that. It's just one of the first dragons you see. Easy as hell. It's a dragon. How many more dragons? If you've fought dragons, they're easy. It's just filler bosses. I don't know why it's even on this list, to be honest. Wild Boar, okay, B tier. Reason I'm going to put B tier is because it's just a glitchy ass boss to me. Like, to dodge some of his attacks, you can roll straight through the boar. A lot of people figured out you could cheese him. He flies around on Dumbo and spikes you. His difficulty makes no sense, and the camera angles are shite. I didn't enjoy the boss as much as others. He doesn't really stand out as memorable. So, yeah, he's above Romina because he caused me a bit more problems. But apart from that, yeah. Ball was easy if you drag him to the corner and use corner to block the moves. Yeah, but I didn't realize that, and I accidentally cheesed him. Okay, we're going to put that in C tier, that in C tier, that in C tier, that in C tier. This one can go in B tier because I absolutely hated these monsters from the moment I started the DLC expansion. Absolute nightmare. Lion, I'm going to put him in A tier. Controversially, he was very easy, but his music was amazing. The aesthetics were amazing. It was actually a really good introduction to the DLC. So I'm going to give him that based on... It was just a really appealing boss to play. But because it was so easy for me to kill him, I didn't actually appreciate it as much. Bale, S+ tier. Sure, everyone agrees with that. That's not controversial at all. Bale was an absolutely amazing fight. Amazing voice acting. Just the little details of having Placiduc ass attached to him, the missing leg, the missing wing, the combat, the mechanics. It felt really great. There was a few dodgy camera angles, but yeah. Wait, and there's also no goddamn hippo on here. Oh, this was the hippo. Right, I made a mistake. This is the hippo. I'm going to put the hippo up there. It's hard for me to tell what these are by these little square images. I wish they had names on them, so that's a correction. The hippo's going in B, and the only reason it's in B is because camera angles are awful, but he is also kind of... I just loved the way he ate me as soon as I came in the door. And obviously, Consort RADAHN, S. I feel like some of the mechanics were unnaturally hard. He was very aesthetically a pleasing boss. And I'm not saying, oh, get good hard. But I feel like the game is trying to force you into a playstyle of, say, parrying and using blocks. So there's several attacks where you cannot physically dodge both. You have to dodge and block to successfully avoid the attack. And I don't really agree with... Like, in the base game, you could play any build you want, and you could figure out how to defeat the boss by dodging, attacking, etc., and learn the patterns. With RADAHN, it feels like it's designed in a way where you have to fight him with a specific build in a specific way. RADAHN is B for me. RADAHN is broke, overtuned for the sake of boring, being hard. Yeah, so that's what I was trying to say, but I'm trying to also rate them based on aesthetic, how they felt, how it fit. Like, when you kill him, you feel amazing. When you first see him, you feel amazing. Aesthetically, it's amazing. The story is amazing. Difficulty, yes, it's difficult. The reason is not S+. Okay, I'm going to move him down. A tier. I'm going to move him down to A tier based on your comment. The reason I'm not putting him up there, but he's still up there, is because he's still a great boss. He just has some issues. Whereas you come down to this one, Romina, and not only is she not a good boss, but she's boring as well. So it's like, this is... I hope you get where I'm going with the tier listing. So it's like, you've got Bale, matches everything. He was hard, he was cool, his voice acting. If Bale looked lame, but he was a good fight, he'd be down here. That's why these two are up there. It's like Mesmer is fucking amazing, voice acting's cool, He has very little issues. So I'm trying to rate it not just on how difficult the boss is, but everything in a general. So say RADAHN he has like a 9 out of 10 on aesthetics, 9 out of 10 on story, 9 out of 10 on his intro, but then his mechanics and the way he plays is like 4 out of 10. So that's why he's not S plus tier. It's like trying to be fair with him in a way which is like, okay, like if you came in and RADAHN was just some, how to put it, like, if he looked like Jabba the Hutt, and his mechanics were just like boom and he exploded and killed you, but like that's boring and it doesn't feel good. Like even if you get owned by him, you feel good. That's my attitude. Well, yeah, that's my tier listing for the entire DLC. I did do a full playthrough of the entire of Elden Ring. I even went and finished the game and killed all the side bosses afterwards. My opinion on that is once you've played the DLC, the base game just does not have the same feel anymore. Because once you've killed RADAHN, nothing compares to that difficulty and everything feels easy. But if you disagree with these, let me know down below in the comments. Because this is my take on it, and I hope I made a lot of sense as I went along. RADAHN is the only boss of the now 200-ish bosses I skip in following playthroughs. I can understand why. I don't think I would want to fight him again, but the experience is good for what it is. And I probably wouldn't have had such a hard time if I had a different build. But this is one of the things I want to get across to people. You should be able to play Elden Ring with whatever build you want and figure it out. People that don't want to use summons, don't use summons. They should be able to figure it out. You should never have a boss which makes you feel like you have to do a certain thing to win. Like, you should be able to walk into RADAHN with a level 1 katana and find out a way to win. And you can't do that. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. You will not find a way to beat RADAHN with a level 1 katana because it's not a skill thing. It's a mechanic thing. There's a problem there. Like, is an opening move in phase 1 is after his dash in is slash 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 bang. So I can dodge, dodge, dodge. I can't dodge that slash slash. I have to dodge, block. I am now forced into having a shield. If I didn't have the mimic, I have no idea how I would have finished that fight. I know there's people who did, but I went and saw end game players dying on this fight. So that's just my gripe with it. It's like, you should just never feel like, okay, I have to have a shield to fight this boss now. That's just stupid. I never felt that way on any other boss. I felt every single boss I've been in, I felt like if I try long enough and hard enough, I will win with exactly what I have. I killed the very first boss in the game with my very first weapon. After trying for 7 hours, I figured out how to kill Margaret with my level 1 sword. And I'm pretty sure I could have done the same for every boss afterwards. I don't know. But yeah, that's the end of my tier list. That's the end of my stream. I will be raiding out now.